Why offshore to the Philippines is the subject of today's eCentral Business Show. I'm John Nayler and joined by Mike Hagan. Third interview with you, third little spot. It's been inspiring stuff. Mike, thanks for talking to us.
Good.
Okay, now, why offshore to the Philippines? You obviously feel you fairly strongly around this. You may be put on the whiteboard.
To save one of my Australian businesses in GFC, I moved the back end to the Philippines, and it saved my company, and it saved my bacon. And at the same time, I've discovered a phenomenal resource that every business needs to use to grow.
Yeah.
And that's the Philippines. 105 million people.
Okay. That's a lot.
600 years ago, the Spanish went in there and introduced Christianity. It's a devout Christian country, the only country in the whole of Asia.
Yeah, I get that. Yep.
In 1898, it became American, and the Americans took over and ran it for about 40 years, about 80 years. They came in and put their education system in, which is probably a more practical education system than Australia, put it in, made it compulsory, so a literacy rate of 97.4%, and made it compulsory in English. So you've got 105 million people who are the third largest English-speaking country in the world, Christian-based, which means they have the same core values that we do, and same public holidays and same everything else. It all fits together.
Oh wow! I'm already sold. Where do we leave?
With an American education system, and then unfortunately the Spanish political system got left behind.
Oh.
And in my opinion, the Spanish political system almost guarantees poverty and corruption. Because if you look at South America and Central America, you'll find that the history has led to this. And unfortunately, that's the way it is.
Think of it, the Spanish aren't doing that great either. They had they're a bit murky for them as well.
Their political system is multi-layered, and the layers don't talk to each other. And when you live there, you can see and understand what's going on a little bit. It's very sad, but so therefore their wages are low. Well, the average wage of a university qualified person and very well trained is probably about 100 Australian dollars a week.
Right. Okay.
Roughly thereabouts.
Educated
then you
person.
take that and you connect it to the internet. And hey presto, suddenly we've got workers instantly at our disposal that can work for us online. Now, having said that, 25 years ago, the large, big international corporates outsourced to these countries, to India, Poland, and Ireland, and Philippines, and these countries. They put in voice call centres, which in those days, that was before computerisation. And then when computerisation came in, they moved in back office processes. What they did is called outsourcing. So they went in and they set up very structured set processes, which is how corporates work, hired sort of the lower end of town, I suppose, as far as the education system is concerned in these countries, got people just to follow structured processes. And that worked for them very well. About 9 years ago, the likes of Odesk, which is now called Upwork, came along, which is an online platform which people can hire people around the world. There's hundreds of others like it, but Upwork's a particularly big one, you know. Upwork has 12 million workers in it today. 12 million.
Yeah, I've heard of Odesk. I didn't know the name changed.
Yeah, well, its name's changed. It emerged with Elance, and with about 3.8 million businesses using it. Right. Second largest user of Odesk in the world is Australia.
Wow.
So there's a lot of micro businesses in particular and small businesses in Australia using Odesk. It emerged, but of course with that came home-based, and home-based is okay if you want one or two full-time people, or if you want some sort of specialised skill and only want it part-time. But when it comes to building a team, it didn't work very well. So outsourcing was running a structured process. It really didn't work for smaller businesses. Then along came a home-based, and it didn't really work. And then coming out of that today, we've now got co-managed space or staff leasing, many names. And what that is a third party incorporated in the Philippines. They handle it. They have all the office space, and you come in and you just hire a small bit of space off them. They supply the equipment. They supply the legal entity for the employment of the worker. You control the wages, and you can build your own team in your own space. And that is absolutely exploding.
Right. Okay.
Exploding, to put it mildly. 1.2 million Filipinos currently working for Western businesses.
Oh, is that right? Now, it's interesting, even the inspiration behind that, you know, I questioned that back in the day. I said, no, I like to develop local talent. I like to invest in local talent. I'd like to be able to share my mind, my space, and, you know, and have a great relationship with employees. But then someone said, well, but anything you send offshore is a great way to lift the country out of poverty by directly employing someone or being in that model, you're actually doing something really, really cool for that other country. In this case, you're saying the Philippines is a great candidate.
Absolutely. You're lifting them out of poverty by doing it. But listen, the world's changed, and I think the concept of a country is something that we're going to probably find is dissolving right now. I don't think 10 years from now we're going to talk about iPhones and iPads and all that sort of stuff. We're going to talk about the time when the borders of the world literally dissolved and the world became one. Because nowadays, there wouldn't be too many things in this room that aren't made in China. Yes, you're not buying them because they're not made in China, because the world's become one. We're all trading with each other, and we hang on to this thing called a country, or you know, whatever it is. And we say, "Whoa, this is all about our country." And maybe we live on planet Earth and not in a country. Maybe it's a different way of thinking about it. So globalisation, whether you like it or not, is a reality. Yeah. We're all involved in it because we all own stuff that was made overseas. We're all talking to people. So manufacturing was thing, and now services are going, and employing people is happening. It's just a natural progression. Of course, in the world of free enterprise, when you've got competition and everything, you can't run a business nowadays unless you're keeping your overheads pretty trimmed up. And to do that, a lot of people have to do it.
So offshore is the way you get that done, yeah?
Yeah, when I offshored, I didn't want to. I was forced to by the fact that I had a big downturn. I had the bank being very nasty and talking about taking my house off me. I had red ink everywhere. I had Australians losing their jobs.
Yes.
Because we couldn't afford to have them. And so I saved the company by moving the back end to the Philippines. And as a result, we've employed a lot more Australians.
Because it's you've got back on top of it.
It's the way it is, you know.
Wow.
But then again, you know, we drive Japanese trucks in our company. Why? Well, that's because that's the best truck economic for what we do. Yeah. It's all part of what we do. It's all globalised.
Yeah, right. So, and the thing is, and I don't know how you want to broach this or answer this question, but you know, in terms of the Philippines contrasting with other places, there's other places in the country, like I know the Czech Republic, say for instance, its proximity to Germany, that sort of thing. They're working very hard in an offshore capacity.
Well, in the offshoring area and globalisation area, where the big explosion is happening right now is that small and medium businesses in the West, and it's not just Australia, but it's everywhere, Americans and everywhere else. They've discovered they can build a team and grow the team. So a typical team might have 1 or 2 coders and a Webby, and then some salespeople on the phones, and accounts receivable, accounts payable, and whatever else you do. That'll be the team, and they sit together in common office space, sharing with each other, developing a thing called tacit knowledge. The Philippines stands out because it's English speaking, it's Christian based. To Australia, it's on the same time zone as Western Australia. So they started at 6 o'clock in the morning, which is 8 o'clock Queensland time, and finish at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is it's 5 o'clock Queensland time. So it's a similar time zone. There's no other country that lines up like that. Any other country has an accent problem. They have a very international accent on the phones, and all other countries have some other issues, some political issue, the wrong side of the planet as far as timing and those sort of things are concerned.
So the Philippines really lends itself, based upon the features you're talking about. If you want to talk about it as a country having features for offshoring, it's certainly quite compelling.
I quite often get people say to me, but you know, places like India and Eastern Europe have got much better IT skills. Yes and no. There's 105 million Filipinos. Like Australia, there's some people here with very good IT skills. In every country, there's people with good IT skills. So I think it's more a case of looking for them and finding what you want more than being generalisation. Every country's got good and bad skills in every area. So I don't think you can sort of say, I want to go there, especially if you're building an all-round team, because what we've discovered, especially from home-based, is when a lot of us guys like myself ended up with home-based people all around the world and different things, all trying to work on one business, we ended up with a big mess.
Yeah, it's too scattered,
You need to put them together in one office. It went, you know, if you look around, there was 6 or 7 years ago, there was quite a big move towards home-based, and Southwest Airlines and Apple and Google all talked about that. They've all very quietly stopped talking about it. They've all come back. You know, Apple's just, only yesterday, Apple opened its very big office space building that's built in Silicon Valley. Why? Because we've discovered we all need to be sharing together, developing this thing called tacit knowledge, which is actually how SMEs drive their business.
Yeah, no, I get that, and that's part of what we love to do at eCentral. You know, I'm very keen on building a set of knowledge that works within this building and does what it does greatly. Yeah. supported by great people from the Philippines
Power of
as well as I already do. So you know, you're talking to the preacher that converted, Mike.
Indeed. I actually run business learning tours. I've been doing it for 5 years now.
Yeah, that's right. How do we get some more Mike O'Hagan?
Okay, well,
Just quickly, we're out of time, but yeah.
Of all my businesses, the only business that I actually work in is I actually personally conduct these tours. Somebody else organises them all for me.
Yeah.
But they have 3 days with me in the Philippines, and we go around and visit a whole lot of different places, all different types of things. We look at learning from every place we visit.
Yeah, right.
And we also talk a fair bit of my theory about systemising and duplicating and that sort of thing. So half about offshoring and how to develop really low-cost teams and get high productivity. The other half's all about entrepreneurship. So I've been doing that under the brand Mike's Business Tours, Mike's M-I-K-E-S Business Tours, TOURS.com.
Okay.
Yeah, or just put my name, Mike O'Hagan, in LinkedIn. You'll find me anyway. Mini Movers, Mike O'Hagan and Mini Movers will bring me up anywhere.
Yeah, okay.
And find me, and just about everything's got some way you can message me and you'll find out about it.
I'm thinking February, Mike.
Indeed.
Okay, well, might catch up with you then again. Okay, thank you very much, Mike, for being on the eCentral Business Show. We're done for today. I'm John Nayler. Thank you very much for watching another episode of the eCentral Business Show. What we're doing on the eCentral Business Show is we're bringing you business leaders and the best of the knowledge. We want to bring them on the show and release that content so that that's something that we can share with you by this easy to consume format. So you can follow us across LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Google+, or just regularly visit the eCentral.com.au/show website, pick out the best things for you and educate yourself on that premise. Now there's video content there for you, so you can just watch the video and inform yourself in your own time. We've also now podcasting that content as well, so it's really simple to consume. You can listen to it on the way to work in the car or during your daily exercise regime. Beyond that, we're also looking to connect with business experts. So if you consider yourself to be an expert in your field, please make contact so we can schedule you in and have you come on the show. So you can release your content and increase your brand across our format. Beyond that, we also invite people to send us their email address so we can send you our monthly magazine. And that's just the best of the content, the best of the videos for the month, put out once again in an email, arrives in your inbox, so you can just go through and pick out the things that are really going to educate you and advance you in your field of expertise and in business. We're a business-focused show. So thank you very much once again for watching, and we'll see you next time.